Hello, dreamers. I have two dreams from last night to tell you and give you a possible interpretation. And these dreams may not be from God. What is on the end of my nose? I don't know. But anyway, um, these dreams may not be from God. They might be from Satan. So I want to tell them to you, and you can decide. They might actually sound a little satanic, and so that might help. But also, I just want you to know that I think way more often dreams are from God, but sometimes Satan tries to get into your head, and he even uses dreams, not just the daytime. So anyway, I dreamt. I'm going to read the first dream. The second is much shorter. I'm just going to tell it to you. I was washing floors with my mother-in-law, Carol. And it was some house that I didn't recognize, and I think the temperature outside was really nice out. I'm quite sure that we had left the door open. So anyway, I told her something and said about my mom and said, even when my mom and I had a better relationship. Okay, so that might not make any sense to you, but something happened is what I was saying. Something or another happened even when my mother and I had a better relationship. I can't remember what the first words were, but I'm not sure why I said that. And then a confident, pretty handsome looking guy. He kind of, if you're familiar with Blake's Exotic Animals on YouTube, if you're familiar with that channel, what Blake looks like, he kind of looked like Blake, like in the way that he had sideburns, and Blake I think does, and he had about the same skin color tone. He's probably like whatever nationality Blake is. So he was pretty dark, like but I think he was Hispanic, but I'm not entirely sure. He came in, but he was a really confident guy, and I was caught by his confidence right off the bat. And so anyway, he didn't knock or anything, and we weren't terrified, me and Carol, but he went straight to me. He kind of just, I don't think he acknowledged Carol at all. And he went straight to me, and he stood really close to me, like kind of in my personal space, which was a little awkward because of that, but it was more awkward because I thought that he did not like me, which was fine with me, like that he was standing so close, because I knew it wasn't about that. But I thought, my mother-in-law is standing right there, and I'm married to her son, John, and this seems really not a good way thing to show her. So anyway, I didn't know what he wanted, but he asked if I remembered him, and I said no. He was wearing a wind or rain jacket that was green, kind of like one that Austin has, my son, in real life. I started something about him talking started to make me think he was an acting agent. I'm fairly sure he said something about me acting or something. I figured he was an acting agent, but I hadn't actually called him. And I was very skeptical. He told me about some talents that the more he talked, the more skeptical I got, even though I liked him more, I think, as he talked. He told me about some talents that he managed or knows. He started talking about Jesus, which is in real life and in my dreams something that I am very interested in. I am a Christian, and Jesus is my passion. Anyway, so I thought, okay, well, that's good. But then even in that, I started thinking, are you just trying to say what you think a Christian like myself would be interested in, even though you're not a Christian, you don't know anything about God, and you're just sucking me in to something? So then he showed me a video of some girl, and I think she was singing, and she had like long blonde hair. She was pretty, and she was singing, and then she was talking about God, but she didn't mention one Bible verse or even many references to God, just that, oh, there's a great creator or great savior. No, she didn't say savior. Great, the guy that watches over us, something kind of like that, something generic that you kind of hear from non-Christians, and it raised some flags for me. So I discerned she was fake. Then the guy showed me a picture on his phone, I think, of an ad that said that at a certain day and time, and I think in the States, like in Florida, in California, there was going to be, there were these acting agents or some kind of people that have a lot to do with acting, and they were sitting around on chairs. I could see that in the ad, and like in folding chairs kind of thing, and they it said, come get your headshots taken or something like that, or headshots, and then we'll talk to you more about acting or something. And I started thinking, I don't think this is a free service. I think he came up to me, which most likely you would think, he came up to me and he has a total agenda. I thought, oh, well, the cost to fly there and setting up the flights, because it was soon, will be hard. And then there's also, I don't know if I should. And then there's also the fact that I just kind of, so I knew in my mind, in the dream, that COVID-19 was going on. And I thought, I wonder, the borders I don't think are open, and I don't think they'll be open in like a week or whatever it was. And then I said, even if I want to go, what is the cost to enter? Because I don't think this is free. I hadn't asked him about it yet, but I was waiting for him to spring it on me. Then he held his face. He put his hands on both sides of my face, and he said that he'd never seen anyone that looked so sad to have their picture taken. And I said, I'm not sad. I'm just skeptical. But I was hopeful, or I wanted to be hopeful, and I never found out the cost or anything like that. And then my next dream was, I just cleaned the bathroom in real life yesterday or the day before. And I know that no one, I don't think, likes cleaning the bathroom. But out of everything, laundry and everything, bathrooms are my least favorite by far. And so if you want to come clean my bathroom, please do. And so it was the middle of the night, I think. And I was woken up by, I think, John, but I'm not entirely sure. Someone saying, the bathroom is a mess. Come and see it. So I went and saw it, and there was like crap or what kind of looked like poop and dust. And I don't know, my kids are beaver hunters in real life. So maybe it was like they drag around dirt and stuff from beaver hunting, and they go in sloughs sometimes, and they do all this fun stuff. And there was no blood, like beaver blood, but it was such a mess. And I remember thinking how devastated I was, or not happy, maybe not devastated, because I was like, I just cleaned this and look at it now, and I hate cleaning the bathroom, and oh, this is so terrible. And that was the end. So my interpretation, especially for the first, but most dreams, when you have two or more, or if you have more than one dream a night, they tend to have like the same interpretation. And so sometimes anyway, they tend to have the same interpretation, which is good for you people that dream multiple dreams and you're like, I can't interpret everything, or I write down everything, especially if you have detailed dreams or like writing down details. It's like, that's really hard. So my interpretation, especially about looking at the first, was that in real life, just yesterday, I started on 400 or 375-ish, 380 milligrams of Lamictal per day, along with the 300 of Dilantin. My doctor said I could, over one of those phone visits with COVID. And then he's my general practitioner doctor, and though he knows like everything there is to know, sometimes he just doesn't care. I don't know if that's absolutely true, but he does not seem to care at all, and he seems to sound annoyed when I ask him questions and when I come up with ideas, because he's not coming up with any ideas and stuff. So I asked him, I said, can I go on this medication right now? And then what he told me, that he was going to send me to a different neurologist, and I don't have a neurologist currently. So I said, okay, well, send me to this lady named Dr. Patrick. And so he said, yeah, I will send you there, but who knows how long it'll take. And I said, so in the meantime, I'm on this higher dose of medication, and I'm really hoping it works, but at the same time, I'm scared to be hopeful, and I'm not really hopeful, but I hope to hope. And it's all great like that I'm hoping to hope, but I was devastated yesterday because I had a panic attack / seizure, not sure what it was, and I was feeling so down in the dumps. And weird time to feel down in the dumps, but I think it was because I was kind of hoping about the medication. And so where the Satan comes in is that my interpretation was that if it has to do with my medication, not 100% sure the dream did, but I think it did. If the dream has to do with my medication, and I was scared to even hope about the acting thing, then I think the devil is saying you're hoping and you're getting your hopes up again. And it's just like getting your hopes up with the toilet. You were happy. You cleaned the bathroom. You're all great. It's like, I don't have to do that for another week because it's done, whatever. But then the bathroom was a mess that same evening or same night. And it was totally tragic. And I was even woken up out of sleep, which I love, to have to come and see this stupid bathroom. And I was like, okay, this really sucks. And I think that the devil is trying to stick in my mind that there is no hope. There's no reason to hope. And nothing is going to get better because somewhat, as you know, or a lot you have to, how your physical manifests is how you're thinking in your head. At least if you have cancer and you keep going, I'm going to die and there's no hope and stuff, then yeah, you probably will die. Not saying you can stop cancer, but if you say, no, I've got this, or maybe not I've got this, I trust in God and there's hope here and whatever, then there is more chance that you will, your antibodies seem to thrive a little bit on how you react with what you say and mentally. So I think the devil was really trying to get to me. So that's the first dream I've had that I have really noticed that it could be the devil. And the reason I was dreaming about my mother-in-law in the first dream, I believe, is because she's my comfort. And she's like familiar to me and she's kind of like home to me. She's just like, I feel good when I'm around her. Even when I get a bit annoyed with her, she gets a bit annoyed with me and hurts my feelings a little bit, or not hurts my feelings, says things like people always hurt your feelings a little bit or you hurt theirs. But she's just what centers me. She's my gravity. And I felt like that was compromised in my dream somewhat, or there was a risk of it being compromised. And there was a risk that this is probably going to be hopeless and not turn out again, and don't get your hopes up. So I have yacked in circles a little bit because that is what I do. And I shouldn't, but I just get carried away. So I would love it if you would subscribe, and if you would like this video, give a thumbs up. Not just say you like it, but that would be awesome too. But thumbs up if you like this video, because I really could use the feedback. And I really want to see if you're enjoying it. So do that and hit the bell notification so you can get notifications of every new video I have. And subscribe to it. Bye.